In general, a wall has to do 5 primary things. It has to hold the structure up. It can't fall over. It also needs to keep water out. It also needs to keep air out. It also needs to let vapor come in and out as you choose. You can be either completely vapor closed or open or somewhere in between. And it also has to slow down the thermal transmittance from inside to outside or outside to inside. It has to be insulated, right? So those are the 5 primary things a wall should do. In this build, we use something called the perfect wall system, which is an elegant answer to all 5 of those requirements. This is the barn on our Monarch Woods house. This Monarch Woods property is an expansive 40-acre lot out here in south central Texas, and it's just absolutely beautiful. But it is hot and it is humid, and we wanted to build structures that both embrace nature and were honest with how they worked. I love how we pulled off the barn here because the wall does all of those things that I was talking about, and it does it really, really honestly. You can actually see how it's working. I'm actually going to start from the outside and work our way in. So here is our cladding. This is just a corrugated metal cladding, nothing fancy, but when installed correctly, it's going to last for decades and decades. I mean, there's corrugated metal buildings when the finishing processes weren't nearly as good that are 50, pushing 100 years old. This cladding is going to last a very long time. Because it's on a rain screen, that means that we have a gap between the cladding and the next layer behind. In this case, we've got exterior insulation. So we have rock wool insulation behind this cladding, but it's not pressed all the way up against there. It's pushed back into a cavity, and we use Z purlins or Z girts to hang this metal on. Steel wasn't my first choice because of the thermal bridging. When I screw this to steel and the steel is touching my sheathing behind, it's going to short circuit through that insulation. It's really going to drop the insulative properties of this wall. Wood would have been much better. However, the engineer said, as they're looking at these giant walls and not any interior structure really to speak of, they're like, look, you got to do something for the diaphragm strength of this. We need steel running along. So we did the math. We figured out it's a barn. It is air conditioned, it is insulated, but the air conditioners are primarily for comfort as you're working in here, and then most of the time they're going to be shut off. You don't need to air condition your car, right? So we were okay with that, and we didn't get crazy with other solutions. We did a Z channel, even though that is a thermal bridge. We have a rock wool insulation, and then behind that we went with house wrap. The reason that we went with a house wrap over our plywood sheathing is because we wanted the inside to express exactly what it was. So if we move here to the inside, you see the inside of our sheathing. This is actual structure. This is not a wall panel that is put on afterwards to be pretty. This is CDX plywood turned with the C side in. These are structural girders going across. This is what our Z channels are also screwed to. On the outside of this is where we have our house wrap, and then outside of that we have our rock wool. Our house wrap is also our primary air barrier, so we had to detail that very carefully. That's my biggest drawback to a house wrap. It's a great product. It's vapor open. I mean, vapor doesn't see it at all. It's waterproof. It's a fantastic product, but you have to get the details right, and the details can be tricky.